The controversy continues, and what just happened to these two basketball players, it really hurt their NBA draft stock, and some people think they may not even get drafted. It's really sad to see stuff like this happen, but at the end of the day, they chose this and they had a choice, and they chose the wrong one. Some of you are probably sitting there and going, "Yo Matt, what are you talking about?" And well, let's just get into it. The two players I'm talking about and referring to go by the name of Daishen Nix and Isaiah Todd. And both of these players in high school basketball were some of the best players in the entire country. Nix was a 5-star recruit rated as a 94 overall on ESPN and was ranked as high as 21st overall in the country, and he was a McDonald's All-American. Coming in at roughly 6'3" and 190 pounds, he had a solid build. And the other player, Isaiah Todd, was also a 5-star recruit and ranked as the 15th best overall player and had a 94 overall grade. Isaiah was rated a little higher and people felt better about him because he was taller and he had a lot of potential. Many people were speculating that both of these players, they were going to be a one and done and get to the NBA and they may be lottery picks. Every single college in the country offered these players, but they chose a different route and they decided to go to the G League. They teamed up with Jalen Green and they all played on the team known as the G League Ignite. Also very similar to Jalen Green, this was the wrong move and this hurt their draft stocks. For Jalen Green, not so much, and we made a ton of videos talking about his situation, so I'm not going to talk about it too much. If you want to check them out, you can go do that. We're here to focus on these two players. By now, we all know the remedy of the college and the G League, and it's a big controversy. Going to college, no, you're not going to get paid, and when you go to the G League, they're going to pay you some money. But the only downside to it is that when you go to college, you get more recognition, and you can't deny that. Therefore, you're going to get more clout, hype, and attention, or whatever you want to call it. People are going to see your game more, scouts are going to see more film on you, and all that good stuff. Nobody really pays attention or focuses too much on the G League. You're going to have your diehard fans that do, but the casual fans, no. But the casual fans, they will watch March Madness. And not just March Madness, but they're going to watch all the nationally televised games for the college level. With Daishen Nix and Isaiah Todd choosing the G League route, people still didn't think it would hurt them too much. But man, oh man, was they wrong. It's hard to shine and prove your worth in the G League, and it's even harder to do it when Jalen Green's on your team. He's going to take the majority of the stats, and he's going to get most of the glory. I think Nix and Todd did mess up from this standpoint because they could have gone to college and been the star player, and they would have got more recognition. Before we go any farther, I do want to touch on this because I know it may be brought up in the comments. I understand that some of these players that choose the G League route, they have to do it for their money because they're in tough situations. I understand why, and I can't say I've been in the similar shoes, but they know eventually they're going to get to the NBA, and if they go to college, that's playing the long-term game. Let me put it more into perspective for you guys. Instead of going to college, would you rather receive $500,000 and be a second-round pick, or go to college, not get paid anything, and be a first-round pick and even a lottery pick and get paid millions? All you got to do is wait 1 year and you're going to be a multi-millionaire. The people that get drafted in the lottery and first round, they're going to make millions of more dollars than the people in the second round. Short term wise, yes, taking the $500K makes sense if you need the money. But if you're playing the long game, and it's hard to even say it's a long game because you only got to wait 1 year. If you go to college, you're going to make more. Anyways, moving on with this video, we can't change the past. Nix and Todd, they went to play for the G League. So let's talk about that and why it hurt them. I've already stated the obvious. They didn't get a lot of quote unquote recognition because nobody watches or cares about the G League really. I'm going to just put it out there. I think we can all agree, more people watch college basketball than the G League, so let's not talk about that anymore. There's nothing wrong with going to the G League and you can still be a first rounder and a lottery pick. That is, if you prove you're really good. For Isaiah Todd in his 15 games, he played in roughly 24 minutes per game. In those games, he averaged 12.3 points per game, 0.8 assists, and 4.9 rebounds. Those are pretty solid and efficient numbers. To go along with that, he also shot 43.7% from the overall field and 36% from the three-point line, which is incredible, especially for a player with that height. There's no other way to put it. Those are good numbers, but they're not great numbers. And that right there is the difference between a second rounder and an undrafted free agent and a first rounder. First rounders are great players. Your second rounders are good players. It would have been a completely different story if he would have put those numbers up in college, because more people would have got to saw him play. Here's the thing, if you're gonna go to the G League, you gotta dominate for people to even pay attention. Let's look at Knicks' numbers because his are more interesting. In 15 games played for Knicks, he averaged 26.5 minutes per game, so he was playing more. He was playing more, right? But he was only averaging 8.8 points per game. He added 5.3 assists though, which is really impressive, and 5.3 rebounds, but he did have 2.9 turnovers. From the field, he shot 38.4%, and his 3-point percentage, it was terrible. It was 17.6. That is what really has hurt Daishen Nix, because those NBA scouts, they paid attention to that. 17.6%. And he's a point guard. He's not a power forward or center. For Isaiah Todd, when you look at his numbers, he doesn't hurt his case any because they're all around good. But for Daishen, you can see what hurts him the most, and that's his shooting ability, at least from the three-point land. It's 2021. I hate to break this news to you if you don't know it already, but you got to be able to shoot the three ball to be in the NBA and be a good player. I could sit up here all day and nitpick and debate and take a deep look into those stats, but you know I'm not going to do that. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. Isaiah Todd put up good numbers and he was efficient. Daishen Nix, he didn't put up good numbers, but I'd say they were average and sometimes good. The only thing that makes it look really bad for Daishen is his 3-point percentage. Remember though, if you think I'm being too harsh, Daishen was a 5-star recruit and ranked in the top 21 players. His friend Isaiah Todd, also a 5-star recruit and ranked in the top 20. And out of high school and going into the next level, whether that was the G League or college, everyone was saying that they were locks to be first rounders and maybe lottery picks. But however, with that being said, ever since high school, nobody is saying that, and not too many people are even bringing these guys up. And you want to know what's crazy and I found almost unbelievable? Some mock drafts don't even have them getting drafted. Most of them only have one of them getting drafted, and that's Isaiah Todd, but the one I'm gonna use for this video, they have both of them getting drafted. But in every single mock draft, most of them don't even have Daishen getting drafted at all. I know exactly why, and I'm not gonna sit up here and waste your time and tell you some absurd reason. It's because they're scared of his shooting ability. They don't think he can shoot good enough to be a star player or a point guard in the NBA. In one of the most recent mock drafts that came out yesterday, they do have him going at 56 overall to the OKC. On the flip side for Todd, most mock drafts that I looked at, they had him getting drafted, but not too high. I haven't seen a single one that has either of these guys going in the first round, and for the one I'm going to use for this video, they got Todd going at 43 overall. It's such a sad case, and I say that and I mean it, and I want you guys to let me know what you think in the comment section. I think if they would have went to college, they would have been first rounders. It's really frustrating too, that's the way things are. If you go to college, you're going to be a higher draft pick. There's also this conspiracy theory where people are saying that they're making it that way and they want it to stay that way because of, you know why. I'm not going to touch on that too much. Well, I lied. I'm going to touch on it a little. They don't want these players making money at a young age. There's no other way to put it. They want these players to go to college and make money for the NCAA. Is it right? No, I do think they should get paid, but I do see the other side because they're giving them a full ride, they're paying for their food, giving them a place to stay, but they should be getting some money. I'm going to stop right there on that topic because I could go on and on about that, and we're not going to get involved with that mess in this video. I'm almost 99% sure that Isaiah will get drafted, but a lot of them didn't have Daishen getting drafted, and that's going to be a shame because he can hoop. I know he didn't shoot good from the three-point line, but that was just one bad season, and that was only 15 games. He's not a good player, he's a great player, and whoever gets him and Todd, they're going to get a steal. It's so messed up and mind-boggling that them going to the G League, it affected their draft stock at all, because it shouldn't. How are you going to say these guys are going to be first rounders and then they only play 15 more games in the G League and all of a sudden they may not even get drafted? That's not supposed to happen. But once again, that's how the G League works. That's where hoopers' dreams go to die. And I know I touched on it a little, but going to the G League is what I feel like is the biggest mistake a young hooper can do. They may give you $500K for that 1 year you're there, but if you went to college for 1 year, in the following year you could have been making $30 million. This is and will continue to be an interesting topic, and I really wanted to touch on it because I can't believe nobody's hyping these guys up because they're really good. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments down below. But with all this being said, that's going to wrap up this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys learned something. If you're new to the channel, we done. Join the family, hit that subscribe button, and leave a like for more. And as always, let's be great. I'm out, y'all. Peace.